Hello everyone, welcome to round 6 of World Chess Championship 2023. What a game, what a championship. I have never seen any World Championship match such interesting and such dynamic in nature. Both the players are in the verge of winning their games with the white pieces and they're simply proving like they prepared well and they came here to fight like nothing to settle for a draw. Every time Dingleren comes with a new ideas, Nipomiyachi come with a new ideas, they sewn up, win their games, and again the reverse happening. So yet not clear who is going to be the World Chess Champion 2023, but we are looking into lot of interesting games and as a public, we are very happy to see such a World Championship match fighting spirit by both of them. So, but today is the day of Ding Liren, who scored a fantastic win over Ian Nepomniachtchi. So, let's start and directly go to the game. The game started with d4, and today's Ding Liren choose London system, a very surprising like idea from uh, Ding Liren in such a huge field of World Chess Championship. He came up with a London system d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, bishop f4. Comes up with this idea of bishop f4, c5. This is a general line black used to play against London system, and black usually gets a quite good equality in it. e3, knight c6, knight b d2, takes, takes, and bishop f5. So at some point you can relate this position to Caro-Kann exchange variations, and yeah, and things are like quite similar in nature. And the way white should play is on the sometimes on the king side and develop the bishops pin on against this e8 c6 right, followed by knight e5 ideas. So let's see how white continues c3 e6, and now white play bishop b5. Okay, now what is White's idea is just to put his knight on e5 and put pressure on the c6 side. So Black challenged the e5 square with bishop d6 and also threatening to trade this pair of bishop. And here bishop into d3, bishop into d6, queen into d6, castle, castle, rook e1, controlling e5 break at some point, and h6. A useful move. Okay, so what is White's idea? Maybe some point White can go knight e5, g4, g5, or somewhere like knight to h4, attacking the bishop and try to get that bishop. But again, it's just a very useful move. Try to get space for his bishop on h7 square. White continues his own development, knight e5 and knight e7. So this is the first suspicious move I get after this knight e7 idea because I don't like to bring my pieces backward, right? So maybe I could have choose something like maybe bishop h7, rook c8, rook d8, rook e8, things like that. AC6 square is not yet fully present, but I feel Mikomianchi ideas be like he just want to put his knight on f5 in future, and maybe he can have some plans like f6, 5, or he want to play a6 to just move that bishop from b5 and not very much sure about the exchange on C6. So A4 and gaining the space on the queen side. So here I think Ding Liren has a very clear cut idea and his plan is very simple. He is not in any intention to play on the king side. Rather he want to gain space on the queen side and try to uh, like go for that A4, A5, knight B3 and put more pressure on the queen side. A6, bishop f1. He just bring the bishop back to f1, knight d7. This is the next move, and I feel this is a small mistake from Ian Nepomniachtchi because like this knight on f6 is doing a pretty good job. You are trading the knight for the e5 knight, but that doesn't solve the problem because now in this position after bishop f1 What white is threatening is to fix the pawn structure with a5. So if yes or no, you have to play a5 at some point to stop the idea. But if you don't stop this a5 idea, then it will be good for white. White can easily play a5, bring his knight to c5 square, and b7 will become a target. So in this position, knight d7 played, knight into d7, queen into d7, a5, queen c7, queen f. Okay. What is the idea of queen f3? He want to take control of this long diagonal and not allowing the queen on c7 keep attacking the pawn on a5. So what is black's idea after queen c7 is knight c6, knight into a5. So for that purpose, he played queen f3. So if knight c6, then simply queen g3. And if queen goes back, maybe he can continue knight b3, knight c5, right? So he played rook c8, rook a3, bishop g6, knight b3. The same idea, knight b3, knight c5, put pressure on the b7 square, knight c6, and queen g. And this is what I'm talking about. White is very, very happy to trade the queen because the endgame comes after queen trade is definitely favorable for white. Black play queen e7 and h4, free up the space on the back rank. And at some point, he may give a threat like h5. So rook e8. Again, black is changing the plan and try to play more on the center. Let's say he is planning for e5 break at some point. So knight c5. So white has a very unique idea here. Knight c5 putting pressure on the b7 pawn, and e5 is made by rook b3. An intermediate move that gives white the momentum to attack the opponent weakness. And also after rook b7, we are threatening the queen. So knight f5, and again an intermediate move came. Rook into e5. So white trade his a5 pawn for the e5 central pawn, and the d5 now become a serious weakness. So queen d6 and rook h, a very useful move because after rook to move like a3, what exactly white is threatening is attacking the knight and also threatening knight into b7. After that, his pawn structure is quite weak. The pawn on a5, a6, pawn on d5, they will fall slowly. So the game continue here, knight to c4, and then bishop c4, pawn c4, and here white continue h5. And this is the moment where white realized he has a huge advantage in this position. And if not, like Indian will show this position is somewhat like plus equal or something like that. But I feel white is the one who is in the driver's seat. He is controlling many things. His knight on c5 pretty well placed, and already black has a lot of weakness. Bishop to c2 and knight d7. Queen b6 played, attacking the knight and the b2 pawn. And here white play a very fantastic idea, knight d6. The point here is queen d6, then rook into e8, and the queen is lost. So black didn't take the knight, capture the e5 rook, rook e5, queen e5, queen b2. And now it seems like black is in the game, back in the game because he is attacking the rook on a3 as well as the pawn on c3. And black is doing pretty much fine here because there is no serious attack on the f7 pawn right now, and the a3 rook is under attack. But if you look the position little bit seriously, you will get to know that after move like rook a5, uh, queen into c3 is not the case because already the rook is ready to capture the a6 pawn at some point. Even the rook is ready to come to c5, put pressure on the c4 pawn, followed by rook c7, and white is just trying to give a check here. And this bishop on c2 is not able to go to g6 square for defend its f7 pawn. So white is the one who is trying to get the advantage. So he play a prophylactic move, king to h7, not allowing some sort of rook a6, queen e8, or some sort of sacrificing ideas. And I feel like if queen c3, maybe rook a6, rook a6, queen e8, king h7, knight f7, queen h8 is threatened, and black doesn't have any serious way to stop this. Rook c5 played in the game, queen c1 check, king h2, and f. So after f6, white play queen g3, attacking the g7, and black continue to move his pawn because black has the only thing for such a great attack is his pawn on the fast pawn if. If there is no pawn on a5, then it is a reasonable position. So white continue knight c4, he capture the pawn, a4, knight e3, bishop b1, and rook c, threatening a checkmate on g7. And if you may notice that by bringing the knight on e3, white simply not allow that c1 queen to go to g5 square anymore. So rook g8 played in the game, and here white played knight d5. What white is threatening is knight f6 check, king h8 forced move, knight rook a7 played here for stopping the pawn on a4 or attacking the pawn on a4. And again, if you notice the d5 knight is very securely placed and attacking lot of squares like defending the c3 pawn, creating knight e7, knight g6, knight g8, so a3 and knight e6. So what white is threatening right now is a knight into g8 followed by queen g7, right? And also there is a threat like knight g6 check. Rook f8 played. And in this particular movement, white plays a very beautiful move with a very beautiful intention and idea. White continue here D. If you ask what is this move, this actually creates a mating zone for the black king. There is a deep idea behind this move, and the idea is to sacrifice the queen and give a checkmate. And we will witness the same idea in the game. So the game continues a2 and queen c7. This is the idea I was talking about. What white is threatening right now is simply knight g6 check, queen g7 checkmate. For stopping that, he played a prophylactic move, knight king h7, white played knight g6, rook g8, and queen f7. And this is the final task to the game that queen f7. Now you will understand the point on the importance of that d5. What white's threatening right now is queen into g8, king into g8, rook a8, king f7, and rook f8 checkmate. And if bishop into g6 also, pawn into g6, king h8, queen g8, king g8, rook a8 checkmate. So the way white creates this mating ideas, and he simply ignores the a pawn because he knows his potential and the attacking setup, what he has is enough to secure a win or give a checkmate. So after queen f7, black resign, and again the score tie is being written. Three, Ian Nepomniachtchi 3 out of 6 games, and more 8 games to come. And we are hoping more and more fighting games so that things are being very excited and we will be entertaining this World Chess Championship. So hope you guys will stay tuned with us, and please, if you have any feedback, give it to us. We will definitely try to improve on that. See you then, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.